I've gotten better at not saying but it's still in there.
It's all process. I say man a lot.
I say I mean, and I say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that all the time.
It's a process. Like I realized, like, damn, I said man like 50 times.
That's my thought process. Like, man, it's like that's me thinking of what I'm trying to say.
I'm gonna press this intro thing, and then when the intro finishes, then I'll start.
Try not to cry, I might not let go. My mindset is cloudy, the one thing I know. I'm lost with anxiety, temptation's my foe. But you stand there by me through winter and snow. Prevail.
Hi, I'm Grace from Disgraced Weekly. I'm here with Fleek from Fleek Nation Media.
How you doing?
Thank you for driving out and coming to the interview in Raleigh.
Absolutely.
So we met and probably saw each other last about 2 years ago now.
Yeah, it's been
a
about
while.
2 years.
Yeah. How has your business changed in the last 2 years?
Last 2 years, it's flourished. I have no complaints. I've met with people that I never thought I would meet. So I've started doing videos for bigger artists. I started traveling the world more. So it started off in Greensboro. Then I ended up going to places like LA, Houston, Vegas. Just people just hitting me up all over now for videos. So it's just really just the consistency in the craft got me to the position where I'm at. But now I'm here focusing on helping artists and learning how to be consistent and actually make money from their music. So.
Mm-hmm. So, for the people that don't know, what all do you do?
So beyond just doing videography and being a director I do everything, music video wise, editing, producing, storyboarding, directing. But I also do music marketing. So I help artists come up with a 90-day strategy and plan for their plan and their releases. So like say they had a music video and they wanted to locally target somewhere, I'll help them with Google ads and Facebook ads to target their specific niches. And I built relationships with some Spotify playlisters. So I basically helped them get on playlists and start their Spotify journey as well.
Okay. Do you have any tips that you want to share?
First tip would be the main focus right now should be Spotify. Spotify is the number one place that labels are looking at artists currently. You can have all the fans in the world, but if you can't prove that the fans are listening to your music, then it really doesn't mean anything. And the number one thing I can tell artists is look at your music as a product. Your music is an actual product. You are a business. You need to try to sell that product, learn how to market that product, and stay consistent. Once you realize that your music's a product, then you will see everything come from your hard work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like a hard thing is, there's a lot of people that make really good music, but they just don't know how to push it out and how to promote it. They'll drop a song and make a post about it, and,
right.
and people don't listen.
A lot of people don't know that it's 30 days before the release, 30 days while the release is buzzing, and then 30 days after the release while you're promoting a new song. So that's the consistent position that you should be putting your music releases in until you get to a position where someone is helping you or investing in your career. Mm-hmm. So the number one thing that I tell people is just stay consistent. A lot of people put a lot of money towards a video. It didn't work out the way that they wanted to, and then they quit. Wait a year and trying to figure out why people aren't listening to their music like they were last year, because mindsets are like that now.
Yeah, it makes me sad when people spend so much money on a music video, and it's a great music video, great song, but it doesn't get the views.
Yeah, so they
it's just a waste.
They put no money towards advertising, no money towards like, hey, marketing, influencer marketing, number one thing. A lot of people are, I hate saying it, but a lot of people are chasing more of the clout versus the actual business of music. Mm-hmm. So it's like a lot of people just quit. They don't really have the drive. So I feel like all music artists are like entrepreneurs. If you have the drive to wake up and like, hey, I'm going to do this even though I know it's not going to give me profit right now. Hey, if I have the drive to know I have the money to keep on investing in myself, even though the first time I invested, it didn't work out. It's more of the trials and errors. And once you go through the trials and errors, you learn the pathway, keep on doing that path. And then it's just consistency after that. $100 turns into 300, 300 turns into 500, 500 turns into 1,000. And then that's what you're making monthly. So,
Yeah, I think some people have a hard time investing in themselves. I've tried to do that a lot more recently, especially with this podcast and, just spending more money, doing this kind of stuff. And, eventually it's going to pay off because people have a, hard time seeing the payoff if it's not right away. Right. But it's more, payoff for the future.
Right. So I always tell people do things starting off for free to bring awareness. Once you see that people are interested in your product, that's when credit gets involved. So that's when you will get involved, maybe get a business credit card or a business credit loan. You already have the business plan since you were doing your brand awareness of what you need to do for your podcast. So now you're streamlining it. This is the producer that I need. This is the editor that I need. This is for advertising. This is for bigger artists. So if I wanted a bigger artist to come to the podcast, so that's how I would use it podcast-wise. Same thing music-wise is you start off with your free music. This is for free. I tell people never try to sell a song or an album at first. It's more of merchandising. Like, just make sure you build your community. Everything's free. People get to know you. Once people get to know you, very easy to sell to them because they already know who you are, what you're about, what your values are, and then you can just streamline it at that point. So think about everything that you did in a year, you put money behind for 1 month to flourish for the next 6 months. So,
yeah, that's very smart. So where are you originally from?
I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. I went, it's a long story. All right, so I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I went to school first at Philly Dickinson in New Jersey. Then my mom got in an accident in Durham, so I came down here to take care of her. Then I continued my schooling at A&T in Greensboro, and then I met my wife there. So pretty much just stayed in Greensboro.
Okay. What do you like, Brooklyn, Durham, or Greensboro more?
Brooklyn. I had no problem. I have no problem with Durham and Greensboro. It's just we're a little back in times and things. It takes a lot more of a push or a lot more, how can I say it? It's just a lot more pushing a person to do better. A lot of people are stuck in their ways traditionally, so.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I don't like. I feel like Charlotte is an amazing place. Like Charlotte is very diverse, growing. They're looking at the times and going with it, and yeah. But that's just how I feel about it. But I love y'all still. I do.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm from a small town outside of Tampa, and it's just like I feel like everybody's just kind of the same. Yeah. Been the same since,
it's like we get in a routine, because even I get in a routine. Since there's not a lot to do in Greensboro, you start realizing, okay, I'm going to the same food places. Okay, we're waiting for the same festivals or carnival to come. It's not really nothing new. So when something new does happen, everybody comes outside. That's the best part I like about it. So.
Yeah, one thing I like about Raleigh is there's so much happening here. It's growing a lot. There's a lot of festivals, little downtown events, So it's really nice. I feel like they're trying to build a community here.
Right.
So as a kid, what was your dream job?
What's funny is, as a kid, my dream job, I used to joke around. It wasn't really serious, but I guess I went deep into it. But I used to say that I wanted to be a police officer.
Okay.
But I didn't want to be a police officer because I wanted to fight crime or help people. It was more, I told my mom, like, I just want the donuts. It's like I heard cops get free donuts, and I was like, I just want the donuts.
Donuts
so
for life.
Right. So when I got into college, I actually didn't. I had a friend that actually convinced me to go to college because I didn't. I was just going to start working after high school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. She actually brought me to an open house. The school accepted me, and then I got in, and I was like, let me try it out. And then it worked out for me, so I have no complaints about that. But that's how I just got into criminal justice when I got there, and I was like, all right, I get it. And then I got my degree, and I still haven't used my degree to this day. So I'm just like, okay, I guess that was kind of a waste of time.
Yeah.
But still go to school, girls and boys.
So did you get a criminal justice degree?
Yes, I have a criminal
Okay.
justice degree at A&T. It's just in the envelope still. I truthfully, believe it or not, I didn't even go to the graduation. It was during COVID and everything. So like, I was just like, they gave you the choice of if you wanted to go or not. I said, nah, just mail it. I'm good.
Yeah. So what is something that you miss from college?
The community. So the ability to meet new people and then bounce ideas off of people. Mm-hmm. That's the number one thing. It's more of when you hit, well, I'm 28, but when you hit this age, a lot of friends like dip off because you realize that you either outgrew them or y'all aren't the same anymore. So those are the people that you really like get your information from or your influence from. So if your circle's not tight, at the end of the day, you're going to be in the same. You're a reflection of your circle.
Yeah.
So that's the number one thing that I miss about college is like, if I didn't like one circle, I could go to another circle. Like, it's just like a lunchroom.
There's so many, yeah.
They're talking about these people right now. I don't want to speak about nobody or be part of drama. So I walk to the next. Yeah, so that's how I usually roll, like, in life, too. So,
Yeah, I feel like in college, there's a lot of people, but it's still hard to avoid people. Like, you'll run into them randomly.
yeah, so it was really hard for me to avoid people because I worked in the student union building. So like I was the event coordinator kind of like, so every event that happened, I was there setting it up and people would talk to me, so I couldn't avoid nobody. So I guess that's the reason why I stayed out of drama, because I knew it would hit me at any moment. Like they know where to find me. Like, and then I also like threw the parties on the campus and everything, so they knew where my dorm was. So I was like, okay, all right, let's be on our best behavior.
You gotta be cool with everybody.
So I wish the education part was still 4 years, but I wish the community part was like 8. Like you still had to come back to the school to like see what your colleagues are doing, and like that would have kept on building relationships, and then those people could have kept on speaking to the new people. Like, hey, this is how I did real estate. This is how I came into advertising, things like that. But yeah. It's a wish.
Yeah.
But that's really what I miss about college, just the learning experience. Now it's just like you're forcing yourself to learn now through podcasting and like books.
Yeah, we're on our own now. Yeah, I'm about to hit my 10-year anniversary for high school for our reunion. I might go next year.
Super dope. both my grade school and my high school closed down.
Damn.
Yeah, so they were Catholic schools, so they were private, so they just couldn't keep the money up and everything. So my high school tries to do like this event, like it's like they'll run a rooftop up, and like if you were graduated between these years, it's called a Falcon Fest. So I enjoy that. I missed the first one, so I have to go to the second one.
Sounds cool.
It's really to show off. It's like, yeah, I'm pretty successful.
Yeah, I just want to people watch and see where everybody's at, even though I have most of them on Facebook now.
Yeah, you pretty much know the update. It's more to see it in person.
So, did you like going to a Catholic high school?
Yeah, in New York I did, only because it was pretty much public school with uniform. It was just like... It was just our parents trying to keep us away from like everything else from public school, but we're still in the same environment. across the street from the public school. So like we're meeting with the people from public school after school and before school. So I really didn't like stop that part. So people were still getting in trouble. Like I feel like it gave more discipline. So for example, like if you fought in my school, you'll automatically get expelled. Like things like that. So I feel like that gave you more discipline at the end of the day of knowing your actions is more here than it would be in a regular situation.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like you're too sheltered there either, because I know some people go to religious schools and
so the thing about it is I went to Catholic school, but my mom's the only one Catholic. Everybody else in my family was Baptist. So like I went to a Baptist church and everything on Sundays while I was going to Catholic schools 5 days a week. So it's like I get. So I just never, and I'm Catholic too. So I was like baptized Catholic when I was like, I think 8 months or 9 months. And I never never went to Baptist. I just like stayed there. Never got confirmed or anything. It was just okay. Still believe in God.
So you graduated with a criminology degree. How did you realize you wanted to start doing music videos and, get into directing and all of that?
So I had a good job working at T-Mobile. And then their program basically closed down. So like I was going from making like $1,000 a week, and then every third week I was getting a $1,500 check from commissions. So I was just spending. So like that's really what it was. So when that left, I realized, okay, rent is this amount. Like I started looking at the prices of things. Like, okay, this is a lot. I'm paying what in the subscriptions? Like things like that. So when I came to that decision, I was like, all right, I already have a camera. Let me start doing videos. So it started off, it was a wedding. So I did a wedding first. After I did the wedding, I did like a dog video. Like it was promoting a dog video. Then someone in Charlotte asked me to do a music video. I think her name was Kiwi Sweet. That was her name. And she asked me to do a music video, and it was at her house. And then after that video, it was just, hey, how much for a music video? How much for a music video? How much for a music video? And then it just elevated to a point. But then we got to a point last year where it was just like I got overwhelmed. So I was just like, I don't think I want to do videography anymore. That's when my ideas came. Because like mentally, the same way that I realized criminology wasn't for me, I also realized videography is for me, but only certain parts. So like directing and seeing the flourishment from A to Z of what an artist can do is what I like. So that's when I made the decision I'm going to focus on marketing now and helping artists actually make money versus seeing the artists come to me January and I won't see them until maybe November because they're trying to coop up money for the second video or do something else. And I'm here like, that's not how we do it. And it's like we're supposed to just keep it consistent. Don't put all that money up at front. So it's little things like that. But yeah, criminal justice definitely, it wasn't for me. It really was just the choice that, you know how you have to pick a major when you go, and they say general studies is pretty much high school part 2. So I said, I'm not going to do general studies, I'm going to do criminal justice. So.
Yeah, that's what I did with computer science. I was like, this will make me money.
Yeah, that's what I said. And then I was like, I like CSI. And then I went to the CSI class and I was like, this is nothing like CSI.
Yeah, I feel that, like, I think if I ever start to not like interviews or get stressed out doing it, or I'm not having fun doing it, I'm probably gonna stop because I don't think I don't want to do a job where you're just miserable. So
for the last 4 years, I've been an entrepreneur, not working for myself. So it was more of I need to always be working to do something. So I've been wanting, I'm not lying, like I've been wanting to quit music videos for the last year, but it's what gives me my money and like allows me to provide for my family. But right now I'm just like, I'm putting all my money into marketing and these courses and creating like this community for everybody so they can learn how to really properly market their music and really like, I I just want to help North Carolina and become their own mecca of music. They don't really have to leave North Carolina to make a way. Like, we do have the babies and Tia Corinne's, but before then, you got a whole 15 years, and you got P.D. Pablo. That's the last person to come out of North Carolina. So I'm just saying. And J. Cole went to New York for his promo. I always tell people, they say, yo, but what about J. Cole? I was like, J. Cole went to New York.
Very true.
He did his pushing there. So.
And there's so many artists out here in North Carolina, and
Absolutely,
there's talent
so much
there.
talent.
Yeah.
So I say all the time, like, right now, Shot from the Tray. So she's getting viral right now with that Aha song.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the song that's going viral. But she's been out here for the last 2 years, 3 years. But it's more of not knowing the business again of it. So, like, everything is local versus... And then when she gets that push online and everything, but now she has management, so she doing her thing. But before that's the number one thing that happens down here. A lot of people don't know the business, and then a lot of people take advantage of artists. So there's a lot of for example, club people who say you can pay to play. So who are you paying to impress? Nobody that's gonna put you in a better position. It's just them trying to make more money off of you. That's really how it really goes. Like, I want you to keep on paying for this play. I'm going to make you think that I have connections this place where I really don't. Where we're in the same position. Like, you just got better clothes looking.
Yeah, I've heard recently about, A&R people messaging people, I can get you on Spotify playlists, all this stuff. Like, I'll help promote you. They send them money, and then they block them.
Yeah. Anything
and it's people that are known, and they're doing that to people. Like,
that's another tip I can tell people. Anything guaranteed is a scam. If anybody says that there's guaranteed views, I can guarantee you get on this blog. I guarantee all of that is a scam, because all of those are businesses and they require money to be on it.
Yeah. So you had the opportunity to do the Krishan Rock video with Blueface. How did you get the opportunity?
So I actually built a connection with it was Underground Rich Studios in Greensboro, North Carolina. And the owner, Jay White, he hit me up one day. Like, I was in my bed. I'm not even gonna lie, I was asleep. He called me, like, yo, Krishan and Blueface here. I said, what you mean? Krishan and Blueface here, and they want to do a music video, man. Come on. He called me like 7 times, man. Like, I was like, yo, what's going on? So that's when I called back, and he said, yeah, come there. So I pulled up and everything. I was waiting there for 3 hours, and then they just came in. It was like good vibes.
Yeah.
Enjoyed myself.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like the video a lot, too.
Thank you. It was a lot of anxiety in that video.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, you don't understand, that video was done day 1, and I didn't give it back until day 10 because I just kept on doing stuff to it.
Did anything go wrong or not as expected?
Nothing that I can speak on.
I feel that.
Just know the artist I was working with.
Yeah. So do you have a favorite music video that you've worked on?
Ooh. Favorite music video. It's an unreleased music video. It never dropped.
Is it ever gonna drop?
I don't know. It was another Kiwi Sweet video. It was all I remember is, like, we rented out an ice cream truck. We had girls that were dressed as of every flavor of ice cream.
I think I saw some pictures from that. Did you post that video?
Like, that was my favorite because it was a storyline. We put everything together. It was a theme. We don't get that a lot and everything. There was a budget, so we put everything together. And then I guess maybe management stopped it, or, label stuff happens a lot. So
yeah, maybe one day it'll get released.
Maybe it's like one day I'll be like, wake up and I'm viral. I'm like, what happened? It's like, she finally dropped it. But that's why I tell people, I was like, I understand the business more now. Like, I understand the keeping it until it happens. Like, when you go viral, what you gonna post if you don't have anything?
Yeah.
In the back. So.
Yeah, that's true. Would you say you're an introvert or an extrovert?
Introvert.
Me too.
So I came to North Carolina as an extrovert, well, thinking I was an extrovert, and then I just realized more and more and more, I don't like people.
Yeah.
It's like I like people, but I don't like people's like capabilities. There we go. I don't like people's capabilities. And when I come outside, I don't like wasting my time now. So when I come outside, it's either about money or my family. Other than that, I am sitting with my wife watching BMF or something, or like things like that, or playing Yu-Gi-Oh with my son, or things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go a while without being around people, especially during quarantine COVID times. I used to be in my apartment for
So
weeks.
marriage kind of like helped me with it because like I was always, I need to be alone, or when I need my peace, and I'm saged up like in the like that's all. So having a wife, you start realizing you gotta share your space, you gotta share your time. You're not the only person who's going through an emotional thing. That person's also going through an emotional thing. So you start like, okay, I have to accept this situation. Then you start accepting other situations, and you girl for me.
Yeah.
I still claim introvert though. If I can choose not to go, I will not go.
Yeah. Even when I go to places, I'm like, last night I went to a concert and I feel like I was just finding the spot to hide in, or
So that's when me and my wife knew, like, all right, we're getting married. Like I think we went to a Riff Raff concert, and we were in the corner and we was just looking at everybody like, why do we do this? Why are we here? He's only here for 20 minutes. We're looking at 3 hours of people drunk, dry, like doing stupid stuff. Girls tearing it down all the pervs and all. I'm like, why are we doing this? I was like, oh yeah, I like the music.
What is something that you admire about your wife?
Admire a lot about her, but what specifically? That she's goofy like me. So like, I can like break character and she'll like laugh, and she'll break character too. Like if I'm dancing or something in the kitchen, she'll start dancing with me, like things like that. So like she's like my other half. So yeah, that's what I like about her. Like she's my best friend. So.
Do you have any advice for new couples that just got married?
Listen, communicate. Your best thing that you can really do is communicate with them, because things that you think emotionally go on or with your body or how you take things isn't how everybody takes things. So it's really about listening instead of projecting your own thoughts or your ways onto somebody.
Yeah, I learned, in the past however many years that communications is really important. I'm not very good at sharing my thoughts and feelings, but I think in relationships and friendships, there comes a point where it's, important to talk about certain things, and that's something I'm working on.
I definitely understand.
So do you have any life advice just about living life?
Life advice?
Yeah.
Credit. Credit is so important. Like, a lot of people don't take it seriously. People use credit to like just buy things that they want, but instead I say use credit to invest in yourself. Like, it's a lot of things that you can do with credit. You can put that down payment down on your house for credit. You can put some money towards your first album with credit. You can start a business or start a website or a podcast with credit. It's just, don't think of only the equipment. Think about the marketing and the promotion and how you're going to get it out. And know your audience. Pick your target audience before you start, because you can't satisfy everybody. So when you can't and other people are upset, just focus on who you're satisfying. And as long as they're happy, then everything should be kosher.
Yeah, one thing I have a problem with is I don't get a lot of hate, but sometimes I get those comments where people are giving some attitude, and I'm trying to get better at realizing I have all these people supporting me, and this one person, it's not the viewpoint of everybody else.
mentally look at as that person as a fan too. That person is taking time out of their day to comment under your post while you were just living your life.
Yeah, I don't know why.
So at the end of the day, that's engagement. At the end of the day, you're helping Instagram or whatever push my content to more people. So go ahead. That's how the Shade Room wins. Like, a lot of people don't know, like, the Shade Room goes viral because everybody has an opinion.
So do you have a favorite director or videographer?
It's between Cole Bennett and Real Goats. So I like the effects of Cole Bennett, and I like the storytelling of Real Goats. So Real Goats is like they do the babies, and everybody like.
Oh yeah, he has good videos.
I like that, and their color grading, and I like. Those would be my top two. And I like Omar the director. Yeah, so those would be my three.
What is your favorite thing about like the music video production? Is it this, creating the storyline, editing, or the actual video?
Now it's seeing the before and after. So when the artist sees the before, like what we were doing on set, and then sees the final product, that's the best part. When they see the final product and they're like, whoa, we did all of that. How did you do that effect? Oh, you listened to this and everything. It's like, okay, yeah, we communicated and we got everything down in one versus we're doing a bunch of revisions and this and everything. So that's the best part, knowing that the customer is satisfied.
One thing I've been paying attention to more recently is while watching movies, camera angles.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's crazy the amount of different camera angles they use.
So if you ask my wife, I ruin movies and shows. So if a lot of people don't know that most movies and shows do the same like timeline, like the same story, they just change the characters up kind of thing. So I like when music comes on or they do a certain angle, I'll be like, oh, that person's about to get shot. This person's about to get this name. Oh, nope, that's the person who did it. Like I can tell the whole story in the first 10 minutes of watching a movie.
I can't watch Snowfall with you.
No, so if the show is that good of writers, I can't. So Snowfall, I cannot figure out Snowfall for nothing. And Franklin right now,
It's going crazy.
Franklin is that person. I don't know, man. He just burned somebody's face the other episode.
I don't know what's gonna happen in the end.
So I'm between that and BMF right now.
What is BMF?
BMF, Blowing Money Fast. So it's the story about basically a lot of hip hop artists got put on from the drug game, but the main two people they created this group called BMF. They were from Detroit, and they basically built a criminal organization throughout the United States. They started investing in hip-hop artists, and that's really how hip-hop really got pushed, like trap music, like Young Jeezy's and things like that. So they telling their story. They're in jail, of course, right now. But it was basically their story, and they're telling it through his son, because his son plays him in the show. So 50 Cent produces it, and it's a great show. Right now they're ending up season 2, so I definitely get into it.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Is it on? What is on?
So it's on Stars. Yeah, it's on Stars. I mean, if you like Snowfall or Power, then BMF, you'll like it.
Yeah, I'll probably check it out then.
So it's like Power, but music influence. There you go.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, I just started watching the Hip Hop on Trial. Have you seen that? It's about the whole Young Thug and all that, and the using rap lyrics and cases. It's pretty good. It's just, I think, a TV show. I think there's only like an episode.
I think the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, I'm still on in like the first episode, but yeah.
I definitely understand. I mean, their argument is true. Like, you can go back to Elvis or things like that, where they're talking about I shot the sheriff or I shot somebody or
they're quoting Queen about killing somebody.
Yes, it's about killing, murder. I feel like music is just art, and I feel like art should just be expressed as art. Like, you can't use art against somebody. Like, hey, you painted this one day, and this proves you're a serial killer. No, they can't do that.
They sound ridiculous trying to do it.
I don't like the when they don't have enough information on them and then they just keep them in there kind of thing. It's like, that's the part I don't like. It's like, it's everybody knows there's not enough information, or like I'm not saying Young Thug's case, but I'm saying there's not enough information or evidence for the case, and then they just go by like people's opinion kind of thing. Like, it's weird.
Yeah, they were talking about on that first episode, I forgot his name, but the guy that went to jail or prison for, I think, 10 plus years. They used his songs in trial, and they stitched together 2 different songs and added extra lyrics.
Yeah, it wasn't even what he said.
Like, it's just crazy they can do that.
He did the full ride too. I was like, wow. And then he came out.
And he didn't even do it.
He didn't do it. I was telling my wife, I was like, when he came out, I think he dropped his first album on iTunes or something, or Apple Music, and I was like, this music still sound dope. It's like you can kind of do this music thing still, kind of.
Yeah.
Thing. But, people's mentalities are changed after that point.
Yeah, it's just, it's very sad how that can happen, and very hooked up. So, what who are your inspirations?
Personal inspiration would be my grandfather. Grandfather basically raised me, but taught me everything that I know, how to be a man. So that would be my personal. Shaquille O'Neal. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't know. So Shaquille O'Neal's story of how he came in the league, he went broke. He went to school to learn business. Now he hid himself from the world, that people don't know that he's the businessman, and started a firm that basically owns like 40% of the things that people buy.
Really?
Like down to, I believe he owns JCPenney, Macy's. He owns like everybody's royalties from like Marilyn Monroe to but he put it under a firm. So just learning how he did the business, learned the business while he was doing basketball, and then he just trickles. But he will be tied with Snoop Dogg, because that man, he teaches me like someone from the hood can like be accepted by everybody. Like, the man can do a cooking show. Mm-hmm. Like, man was...
He's got his own wine now.
Like, I tell people, it's like, this man used to be on death row. He was on a murder trial. And now he is, like, that dude. Like, and then that's all he does in America. And internationally, he has commercials. I think he's, like, part owner of, like, a cell phone company in China or something like that. Like, he's working. Bought back his, like, his label recently. So he owns Death Row now. Mm-hmm. So... things like that. I look into the business side of people versus just like their music. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool to learn about. I want to get into real estate more, because I know that's important to build your money.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm actually doing that as well. So my company that I'm trying to start, I'm basically want to help real estate agents with social media marketing, because a lot of people not making content, and they are everywhere else. So I want to basically get in the door, building relationships with real estate agents that way, so I can start like building property. So my first property, it's probably going to be the one that I live with my family for 1 year. Then after that, I feel I'm going to get the actual house I want to live in, and then just put money towards like flipping houses and things like that. So real estate is the number one thing to generational wealth for everybody. Real estate.
Very important. Everybody invests in real estate.
6% appreciation every year. Just letting you know.
So do you have any favorite music artist?
Okay, so we got to go by region. Are we going by region or like, because...
Okay, yeah. You can go by region. Okay,
so region. All right. Actually, I'm not going to go by region. I'm going to just separate it from lyricist to... No, we'll go region. I apologize. So L.A. Right now in L.A., my favorite artist right now is G. Perico. That's my favorite artist in L.A. So that West Coast. in that Midwest, I like everybody from Detroit, Babyface Ray, I Swear Vizo. Yeah, so I like everybody from there. Oh, and Texas, so I like Quinn FN, Sauce Walker, Big X Plug. I think he's coming up right now. North Carolina, I like Shy from the Tray. Everybody left North Carolina, so it's like really hard to even say like they claim North Carolina. So I guess I'll put the Baby and Stunner for Vegas on there. And then when we get to the like East Side, New York, I like everything coming out of New York right now. Not even going like Shy EK, Shy EK. Why am I drawing a blank? 22 G's, Ron Suno. It's a whole bunch of them.
I feel that. And I feel like if anybody asks me my favorite artist or asks, what artist did you recommend from North Carolina, I'm just going to go blank. Like, I need like a list. I need to write my list and take my time.
Crazy is I didn't even say my favorite artist. I was just scared to say my favorite artist because his situations. But yeah, Kanye West, out of all, like everything, is my favorite artist. Like when it comes to everything,
he is
like
an incredible
music,
artist.
fashion, this thing is just mentally. What really messed him up was social media. It was the first tweet when he made Twitter. That's when everything just started going down here. Like he just had. All they had to do was take his phone away. We would have still had Kanye.
Oh, yeah, he does not need social media. Makes me sad.
Like I can only stick up for certain things. I can't.
Nope. But that's the thing about artists is you can say, they're incredible artists. Their art's amazing. You're a big fan of the art. But as a person, you don't have to necessarily like support everything they say or, follow them blindly.
It's a double-edged sword because what artists are supposed to be doing is making them feel like it's a relationship, it's a fan, like this and everything. But at the end of the day, they get a little too deep in the relationship and little things that they do affect them. And like, oh, I can't believe you did this. I'm not going to listen to this anymore. And I understand, but at the end of the day, I'm just like, the person makes mistakes. I'm pretty sure you did a mistake today that nobody's seeing right now. And yeah, so like I just focus on that. It's like everybody makes mistakes. It's just more of, are you going to be ignorant to it or are you going to try to fix it?
Yeah, I grow from it. I do respect, like, probably one of my favorite artists, I always forget about him, but is Vic Benza. Okay. Because he, in his music, admits his wrongs, which I respect a lot. Like, he'll say, he did this in the past, it was fucked up, but, he actually comes out and, admits it and grows from it.
And that's that's the perfect argument. So Vic Mensa, to you, a lot of people won't say Vic Mensa is their fan base. A lot of people are against Vic Mensa. But Vic Mensa has that fan base that they created this community and this relationship with, that it doesn't matter what the other people are saying. They're still going to have a fan base and still make music and still keep y'all happy.
And, and I like him too because things that he's done that I haven't agreed with, like that whole situation where it was like the diss to XXX and Tasha. That whole shit. He came out later in a song and admitted that was fucked up. So,
some people, clout's a drug. That's it.
Yeah.
You get to this position and then you think you're supposed to be acting a certain way when it's just the money and the people that are around you influencing you.
Yeah, and we all are just people. It's just fame that kind of lures it and fucks it up for the fans and
just
the famous
stay
person.
Humble. People get on this pedestal. It's like, but sometimes it's just like some people open up too much, and then that's what allows people to see their mistakes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, like for example, can I even talk about this podcast? All right. So, for example, the way that Finesse 2 Times is taking the last concert incident versus what Glorilla how Glorilla is. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's two different ways of handling things. One's going to affect them negatively. One is, but at the end of the day, is it? Because Glorilla now has the mainstream fan base behind it, while Finesse Two Times still has the streets, and most people in the streets will side with him. Like, things like, so it's like that. It's double-edged sword.
Yeah, that's true. Would you rather be on a reality show or act in a movie?
Act in a movie. I mean, I say act in a movie only because reality show, I still be acting.
Yeah.
Reality shows are not real.
Yeah.
Everything's just like pretty scripted. It's like all the fights are like.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay.
It's stupid, but it's kind of genius.
So that's why it's open for these new, like, it's open, but at the same time, I look at it like we're kind of going backwards, but it opens up like Zeus Network and Now That's TVs and things like that are inviting like the violence back into, or in the realness back into reality shows. So I like it, but don't like it. Like, I like it because I'm here like, this is entertaining.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, this is kind of bringing us back a little bit. Like, why? This is why World Star doesn't have fight comps no more. Like, like things like that.
Yeah. Do you think about it too? Everybody that went on a reality show that has anxiety, depression, it's tripled. It's so much after that.
And they stayed in that reality star like realm. They couldn't do anything else. Like,
yeah,
if they started acting, it's like, oh, you're that person from Love and Hip Hop or from Housewives of Atlanta or this and that. So
yeah. What is something that you want people to know about you that they might not know already?
Might not know about me already.
Or something you just want everybody to know.
I am approaching 30 years old, and I cannot waste time with people no more. That is what I want people to know. Like, I cannot waste my time. If I know that you are going to waste my time through dialect, I've been doing this for five years now. Through your dialect and the way that you message me on Instagram or Facebook, your mannerisms, I could tell that you are wasting my time. So if I don't reply, that means you went on my wasted my time list, and that's all I have to say. And once you're on the waste my time list, it's hard to get out of it. And like, more likely you're gonna stay on it forever. But at the end of the day, that's where I'm at. Like, I'm 30. Stop wasting my time. If you want help with a video, I'll help you with a video. If you want marketing, I'll help you with marketing. If you want advice, I'll help you with advice. But you are not going to waste my time. That's all I gotta say.
Do you have an example of a proper DM to send you?
A proper DM?
Yes, or what you wouldn't want sent to you.
Okay.
Is I hate the yos and nothing else.
Yes.
That's one thing. Or if they just keep hitting me up, it's gonna take longer to reply.
So that's exactly it. So the worst way, yo, what's up with the videos? Like, what else do I get? Yo, how much you charge? Yeah. I'm like, so those are the ones that I'm like, all right, this person gonna waste my time. I'm gonna give them the price. They're gonna be like, they're gonna like it, and then they're gonna be like, all right, bet, and I'm never gonna hear from them again. Like, that's really what it is. That's the worst way to message me. The best way to message me is just letting me know, hey, I like your work and everything. Like, you invested time into looking at what I said, so you're not like, hey, I don't like the effects on this video when I give you the effects on the video. If you saw my work, all my work is consistent, so you should know what it looks like. So it's like, if you contact me, hey, I looked at, I've seen your work. I like to work with you. Is it possible that we could get on a call or have a conversation about marketing or a video? At that point, I know someone took the time to at least use good dialect. Like, at least like try to. To like, hey, build a relationship versus just coming to me like, hey, what's good? Like,
yeah.
And that happened so much after the Crochet video. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
it's just so many people. And then so many people lying. Like there was people saying that they knew me. Like, yo, this is my favorite person. Like, I've been watching him grind for this. I'm like, I never met you. I'm doing the video. I was literally shooting the video, and somebody went live and was like, "Yo, I'm with this and everything." I'm like, who is this person that just claiming me now? Like, that's really what the little things that happen. So it's just weirdos. Like,
people are fucking weird.
But yeah, that's the way the DM anybody, just like, yo, like, I looked at your profile. I would like to work with you, and then come with something of value. You don't have to come to value with me, but when you're talking to other people like labels and like blogs and podcasts, like, hey, like, I have this audience. If I'm on your podcast and everything, we can build and push our audience together and grow together. That's value versus, hey,
video.
I want to be on your podcast. Like, you free Friday? Like, they start making up. They start creating the schedule for you.
I've had people that don't even follow me. They're like, "Can I get on your podcast?"
Yeah.
I'm like, and I've also had people do that and try to FaceTime me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna answer that.
So I'm to the point where I created the systems in which I'm not talking to them no more. Like, I have a virtual assistant. So it's just like they could talk to them through the DM, and then if they get past the second phase, then I'm the one talking to them, kind of thing. But like, I had to put like something into that. People waste your time all the time.
So yeah, don't send stupid messages to us, please. Leave us alone.
Messages, man. Like I said, like, I will know within your first sentence if you're gonna waste my time.
Yeah.
And you should know by my reply if I'm gonna waste yours. You should know that.
Do you have any questions for me?
How's the podcast journey been like?
It's been good. As we were talking about with my anxiety, it's been a lot better, and I'm getting better at speaking on camera, and I've enjoyed it so far, and I'm able to speak to people that, you know, for an hour that I might not have spoken to before. So yeah, I'm enjoying this.
Have you monetized in any way yet?
Not yet, no. But yeah, working towards that. Yeah, I've been doing a lot more like YouTube shorts and the reels and all of that. So you should when you do your YouTube shorts and stuff, you should do like your weekly updates. Like, put like everything that you did in a week and on like a 10-minute, put it on YouTube, put some money behind it, like in, of course, this area and everything, so you can get more views on it. And at that point, I'll just charge $50, like nothing much and everything, $50 and everything. Say you put $300 towards the ad, and then you got 5 people coming in. True.
$50, that's $250. You only got $50 loss now. So like, and then that's what I say, and then you building it, brand awareness as well. So that's the only thing I would say to do. And then once you do that, you realize that you keep on growing and growing and growing. Start with one city, like Raleigh would be your number one city, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you start with Raleigh.
Yeah, and I've had people hit me up from other states too. So it's like, when I'm there,
I always tell people to focus on one city, because when you focus on one city, the other city's still going to trickle down. So like, you focusing on one city and you got 500 people who are listening to your podcast in one city, and then you have like 2 people everywhere else and everything. They still coming to your city to bring that awareness to their city now, while you're still focused on yours. So I say start with Raleigh and Durham. Then after Raleigh and Durham, you realize, okay, you start doing goals. Okay, I have 10,000 followers and everything, or subscribers. Let me go to Charlotte now, and now I got 25,000. Let me go to all of North Carolina. Now I have 100,000. Now let me focus on the major meccas like New York but at that time you can start touring. You know how
true.
$1 million worth of game, like they'll say, hey, we're in Philly or we're here now. Like, that's what you can do now, because you built that accolades that every person who comes onto your podcast is going to get at least 1,000 views, 5,000 views.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Thank you. No, I really appreciate that. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Yeah, it's just trying to grow and get more views.
I definitely understand, but you're doing amazing.
Thank you.
Podcast is doing this thing.
Is there anybody you want to shout out or anything else you want people to know?
Shout out to my mama. Mama instilled a lot in me. Shout outs to my family, my wife, my son. I'm gonna beat you in Yu-Gi-Oh when I get home. I got you. And I want to let everybody know that I slowed down on social media just so I can focus on this course and this community that I'm creating for everybody. So once it does come out, I really, really would appreciate. It's going to be free at first, so I really would appreciate if you just shared the knowledge. I just want people to know, like, and protect themselves from all the scams that are going on in videography and how to set up, I said videography and music, and how to set up yourself for success and basically not get juked by managers and promoters and things like that. So Teach Me Music Marketing will be coming very soon.
Definitely tap in with that. What's your Instagram?
Instagram is Fleek Nation Media. YouTube is Fleek Nation TV. I lied. That is also Fleek Nation Media. I started updating everything. And TikTok is also Fleek Nation Media. But that will be for probably next month. Look for Fleek the Exec after that because we're changing gears, you know.
Okay. Thank you for watching. Go like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you thought. Go follow him. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
I think, is it still, I don't know if I stopped it. I can't see that thing.
Girl, now watch me make it fair for you. I've never been a fan of you. You know that I'm hurt, but I'm doing the most. Some things I just need to lean on. From the bottom to the top, I'm a phenom. That's what's inside of you.